Hello, welcome to another edition of The Rose Garden by Secular Energeticist Global. If you're not familiar with what the Rose Garden is, ROSE is an acronym for the representatives of secular energeticism, and it's a garden of ideas that you can pick from as I reveal secular energeticism to you. Secular Energeticist Global is a group created around the philosophy or perspective called secular energeticism. And that is a perspective that I wrote a book about called Matthew 10:10, Travels of an Awareness. Now, this book is not religious. Matthew 10:10 is my name and my birthday. It's the funny part of the title. Gotta have a little fun with an issue or a subject matter as intense or serious as this one. Travels of an Awareness is the important part of the title that reminds us that we are traveling awarenesses here in this universe. So today we're going to talk about Chapter 8, do a quick little synopsis of Chapter 8. And Chapter 8's kind of one of my fun chapters. I did funny things with the table of contents. Chapter 8 is called The Answers. And the chapter starts out by saying the answers have been too hard to find for too long. So in the table of contents, that chapter is not there. Chapter 7, Chapter 9, if that worked. So I made it a hidden chapter. That chapter, if you've listened to any of these others, that chapter kind of just doesn't beat around the bush. It presents the fundamental questions of existence and just gives you the answers. Very bluntly. Some of those answers are things that people don't want to hear because we created religions to be incredibly grandiose and fanciful, and that's they're beautiful stories, but the stories don't actually, of course, exactly relate to actual existence. And it's been a long journey for humanity. So we know that 4,200 different stories about our existence here have been conjured, and now we're just trying to face reality with what we've discovered. So we re-answer the fundamental questions of existence with current information that is rational, logical, reasonable, and comes from our academic disciplines of study. I like to say academia, academic disciplines, because when one says things like school, education, or science, our society has done some really weird things to these words to give them different connotations. Really, for a lot of people, those things are kind of scary because it's scary to have to unlearn something or be told that you don't know something in the first place. So, the answers are put there quite clearly. So if you love the subject matter and you love the book and you like secular energeticism and you kind of want to just not beat around the bush and get straight to the point, you can go to the Answers chapter. But without the other supporting chapters, it might not be that easy to understand. Chapter 8 is kind of like what a lot of people are doing these days, which is saying, hey, this is this way and that's wrong. And that's understandable, but again, we've been on this journey together, so in that we were going to be wrong about things in the past and what we thought is natural. That we have to progress through it is also natural. That we're going to feel like that we lied to ourselves and be angry as a result of it is also natural. So the chapter 8, The Answers, is nice and quick and easy, and you put out there like, okay, where are we? We're on a planet out in space. When are we? We are now, and time extends infinitely in both directions. There was no beginning to time because time is a measurement of change, and in order to get one change, it has to be preceded by another change. Therefore, you can never have a first change. Even if you did have a first change, something would have to cause that first change. So a change would have to precede that first change. So you get this infinite regression, and time could not really have began. In that we're just thinking about a 13.5 billion or 15 billion year timeline for the known universe, is good enough. Knowing that timeline is humbling. So, there are other questions in Chapter 8 to be quickly answered. You can always go to YouTube and listen to all of Chapter 8, or you can definitely purchase my book on Amazon. I like having it because I can skip back and forth because there's references, like when we talk about Chapter 8, The Answers, you'll see things like, what is nature? And then there's a little number by it that says 11. So that refers to 10 and 11, and then you can go back to 10 and 11 over here. Almost got it too. Hey, look, I'm right there. 12. You can go back to 10 and 11 and say, wow, I'm going to read up on what that is. So it's kind of handy to actually have the book. You can get the book on Amazon. I would love for the world to catch on to this, since it's Secular Energeticist Global. If the world does love this stuff and feels like updating its cultures to catch up to its technology, then there's also clothing, there's books, there's a website, there's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. But yeah, check out the website, www.matthew1010.com, and get into secular energeticism, and we will get this revolution going, because this is a revolution that's been going on forever, 300,000 years. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.